of our republic. Joining us now is Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff. He's the ranking member of the House Intelligence Committee. Congressman, good morning.
Good morning.
So I've read with interest your response, your reaction to this startling op-ed. You're in full Shakespearean mode. You're just busting out the King Lear references. Can you expound on that for us?
Well, one of the things that drives Lear mad is that he had all these flatterers around him, and he suddenly discovers that he isn't the center of the universe, that everything he decides isn't the right decision, and he views it as a betrayal. And it just seems to me that it was all too apt for the circumstance. But honestly, I think this anonymous op-ed underscores the fundamental conundrum of everyone working in this administration, and that is, how do you ethically serve a deeply unethical president? Some are doing it by resigning, some are doing it by staying and thinking they can curb his worst impulses, some are doing it by writing anonymous op-eds. None of it is a perfect answer, but I think this is what we're seeing in the dilemma about this op-ed.
What do you think the president will do next? Because he has already gone after this author as gutless, as a leaker. He's demanding that the New York Times turn over this person, whatever that means. What do you think happens next?
Well, I worry that it just aggravates his paranoia. The deep state conspiracy theorists among his allies. We're already seeing in his tweets this morning that he is commingling things. So there's an effort by some of my GOP colleagues to declassify selectively more information that could reveal sources and methods. The president alluded to that today, saying, as a result of this, I might declassify information my intelligence community says could really compromise things. So that's a problem when he lashes out and does so in a way that he basically says, I don't care what anybody tells me, I don't trust anyone around me. And this is a fundamental issue here. The president doesn't trust anyone, and he's trusted by no one.
When you say that you worry that the president is already commingling things, and you see evidence of that in his Twitter feed, beyond declassifying things, I mean, in terms of, say, foreign policy, obviously Syria is percolating, North Korea is percolating. Do you see those sorts of commingling?
Well, it's certainly possible that, reading the Woodward book or this op-ed, where they make specific references to policy, where, for example, there are comments attributed to him saying we should kill Assad, or Mattis saying we're not going to do this, or him saying, well, we should just kill more people in Afghanistan. He may push back even harder these impulses, given that he's reading now that people have resisted it and that there's some, in his view, malign purpose, and they're resisting it when, in fact, they're resisting it because they think the president is acting in a way that could really endanger the United States.
I know it's awkward for me to ask you to speak for your Republican colleagues in Congress, but with the Woodward book, with John McCain's funeral, with this op-ed, do you sense any of them becoming more willing to speak out?
I don't. Honestly, this is the other thing about the op-ed. I don't think any of my colleagues have any question that this is true. They all recognize the op-ed is true. What's in the Woodward book is true. I mean, the quotes may be exact or they may be inexact, but the problem with this president is recognized by everyone who's come into any contact with him and anyone that can see what's going on in this administration. So they don't doubt the facts. The reason they don't speak out, the reason they won't speak out, is that he still has a base of support in their party, a large base of support in their party, and most of them simply lack courage. Many of them could speak out and could get reelected, but they lack courage. And I don't, frankly, expect that to change a year and a half into this. If they get a sufficiently big drubbing at the polls, though, then maybe they'll begin to find their voice.
I want to ask you about what's happening with the Mueller investigation, because the Mueller team is calling an interesting witness tomorrow, Jerome Corsi. He's a renowned conspiracy theorist. He just peddles the most repugnant junk. And they think that he may have some connection to Roger Stone and WikiLeaks, et cetera. Did you all talk to Jerome Corsi in connection with your investigation into all of this?
We did not. We did obviously bring Roger Stone before our committee. We wanted further information, and we still do. And there are a lot of questions that have been raised since his testimony about whether he testified truthfully before our committee. I would like to share those transcripts with Bob Mueller, but the Republicans refuse on our committee. They seem to want to protect witnesses who may have committed perjury before the committee. I don't understand why they would do so when this is essentially flouting the Congress of the United States. But nonetheless, this is one of the things that I hope that we can do if the Congress changes hands, that we can provide this material not only to special counsel, but we can make it available to the public.
All right, Congressman Adam Schiff, we always appreciate you coming.